Your personality is a lie, a composite of survival strategies, other people's expectations, and cultural baggage. And it is quietly suffocating the real you. Today, I'll break down the 3 layers of mirrors that shape your personality, how to untint them, and how to know with absolute clarity whether or not you have to change paths in life. You're not introverted, you're not extroverted, you're not shy or confident or whatever box you like to put yourself into. Those are just mirrors stacked on you. None of them are actually you. These aren't fixed traits, they are distortions. And when you mistake those reflections for your identity, you don't just get stuck, you end up living a life that you never chose. First tint is the childhood mirror. These are the parents, caretakers, early experiences. If you were praised only when you were quiet, then you learned to stay quiet. If you were punished for being loud, then you learned that silence equals safety. And these are survival patterns that helped you at some point in your life that no longer help you today. This mirror sets the first color filter. Everything after that you see through it. Mirror number 2 is the collective tint. This is society's mirror. Society doesn't ask you who you are, it tells you who to be. And you learn to perform roles that were handed to you even if they don't fit. And this adds a second layer of tint. So now you have external rules that are tied to survival patterns. The third mirror is the feedback loop. This is the projection mirror. And for here you want to ask, what label have you accepted from someone that is really their own shit reflected back at you? What I mean by that is people react to you, but it's never really about you. It's about their own insecurities and desires bouncing back. I'll give you an example. When I was younger, I thought that confident people were arrogant people because I couldn't fathom or understand a world in which I could be confident. So I thought, therefore, other people can't be confident. They must be arrogant. I was just projecting my insecurities onto them. And over time, you internalize these reflections and they become part of your identity. And this last mirror traps you because you start believing other people's projections are your truth. So when you stack them together, you don't just tint reality, you actually warp it. So to recap, your personality isn't who you are. It is the survival patterns of your childhood, the rules of society, and the projections of others. And they all layer into a mask that you wear. And you wear it so often that it feels fixed. It feels like it's part of you, but it's not. And this is why even entrepreneurs who build 7 or 8 figure businesses can wake up one day and realize that they feel trapped by the very thing that they built. See, when you mistake those distortions for your reality, you end up living a life that's not yours. You end up building a life that looks good on the outside, but feels really shitty on the inside. You play roles that you never auditioned for, and you chase wins that never feel like wins. This is why you can wake up one day, have a successful business, and still feel like you failed. Or sit at a high-paying job with the title and salary you always dreamed of and still feel like you're living someone else's script. The way out isn't smashing all the mirrors one by one. It is stepping into raw consciousness. Raw consciousness untints all the mirrors simultaneously. Because most mirrors aren't really neutral. They're designed to distort. Walk into certain gyms, H&Ms, or changing rooms, and you're going to notice that these mirrors are tinted. They're stretched. They're lit in a way that makes you look slimmer, more flattering. They don't show you reality. They show a version that's engineered to keep you hooked. Raw consciousness is the opposite. It is the anti-filter. This is the clean mirror. And with this one, you gain clarity in sight and clarity in projection. Once you get that clarity, you don't have to run from something anymore. You can run towards meaning. This is when the guilt of not working disappears. This is when you attract the tribe, the opportunities, and the environments that resonate with your actual projection. And this clarity isn't abstract. It is something that you can practice. And so here's a framework that you can apply today to start untinting your mirrors. This is a 3-step process, and the third being 10 really powerful questions. So step 1 is the full body yes test. Ask yourself, would I do this exact thing until I die and still feel alive while doing it? If your whole body doesn't scream yes, it's a no. It's as simple as that. Step 2 is the origin audit. Look back at what you built. Was it running towards something meaningful, or were you running away from fear, from insecurity, from not feeling enough? Most first businesses are built on survival patterns dressed up as ambition. That was the case for me. Step 3 is the 10 mirror questions. The way out is not smashing each mirror one by one. It is stepping into raw consciousness. The following questions are designed to short circuit your conditioned thinking and reflect back on the truth that you have been avoiding. Here's the first question. Imagine 2 futures. One where you die famous for your work, but emotionally alone. And one where you're unknown, but you die with the people that most love you. Which of these 2 futures feels like a win? Second question is, if every trace of you disappeared, and I mean achievements, mistakes, reputation, all of it, what is the very first thing you would build your new life around? Let's start with these two questions now. And if you've answered them and they do not match the life that you are living, congratulations, you are living someone else's. If you want the full set of questions, let me know in the comments. I will send you a link to download them.